evening and welcome to Yankee Stadium. This is your Yankees Fan Central.
I'm going to prove to you why this potential decision to option the current Rookie of the Year to the minor leagues before opening day isn't crazy at all. It's actually a masterstroke by our front office. Pay very close attention to what we're about to break down in today's video because the traditional media is already trying to build a narrative of chaos. If you opened X this morning or read the latest New York columns, you probably saw panic spreading through the fan base. The headline of the moment? Luis Gil, the guy who carried our rotation on his back for months last year, might start the season in AAA in Scranton. Easy. Take a breath. I know that when you read that out of nowhere, the first thing that comes to mind is, what are Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone doing with this team? But you need to look at the architecture of our schedule and the intelligent management of pitching arms. That's exactly what separates people who truly understand the game reading between the lines from those who just consume clickbait headlines. I'm going to be completely honest with you, because I follow the construction of this roster all year long. I look at spin rate metrics, analyze payroll structure, and live Yankees baseball 24 hours a day. When I first saw the report that Gil might be left off the 26-man roster, my fan heart skipped a beat. We're talking about the pitcher who saved our 2024 season when Jarrett Cole was on the shelf, the American League Rookie of the Year. But then I stopped, took the emotion out of it, and looked at the team's projection sheet. And honestly, I would give the front office a standing ovation if they have the courage and composure to do this. Hit the like button down below to show the strength of Yankees fans to the YouTube algorithm. Back to the point. As fans, we need to stop treating every early April roster move like it's a personal insult to the player. Modern baseball is entirely about smart manipulation of options and the schedule. I would much rather have a slightly frustrated Luis Gil spending a week in Scranton than a physically broken down Luis Gil in September, unable to maintain the velocity on his fastball. We complain when Cashman is too rigid in his decisions, and now that they're thinking outside the box to maximize the roster, TV analysts want to paint it as a crisis? That's hard to swallow. Let's get to the cold, calculated facts reported by Brendan Cutie from The Athletic. This isn't about punishment or lack of trust. It's about pure calendar math at the start of the MLB season. The Yankees have 4 off days scheduled before their 10th game of the year. What does that mean in practical terms? It means the coaching staff won't need a 5th starting pitcher until early April. It's impossible for an analytics-driven front office to ignore that logistical detail. The Yankees rotation, led by Cole and Rodon, can operate with just 4 starters in those first weeks while maintaining proper rest. Cutie's report points out 2 very logical options for Gil. Send him to the minors simply to keep him pitching every 5 days without losing rhythm, or use him in the bullpen in a piggyback role, pairing him with a contact reliever or innings eater, coming in right after someone like Ryan Yarbrough or Paul Blackburn. The decision is purely about optimizing bullpen spots for opening day. And this is exactly where I need to give my strongest opinion about the future of this team. When I look at Luis Gil, I see elite raw material. We saw the spin rate on that 4-seam fastball cutting through the strike zone last year. We saw the devastating changeup he developed. But I don't have a short memory. I clearly remember that he was coming off Tommy John surgery and suddenly threw 151 2/3 innings in 2024. That was a massive and risky workload jump for such a young arm. For me, any opportunity the team has to save bullets in his arm early in the season is a huge win when thinking about October. I know a professional athlete's pride takes a hit. I know being sent down to the minors after winning Rookie of the Year feels like a massive insult. But I don't care about player ego in April. I care about a World Series ring in October. If optioning Gil for 10 days means we get an extra bullpen spot to test a new arm or preserve his energy for when the battle heats up in the AL East against the Orioles, I'm signing off on that move without hesitation. But now I want to hear from you, the one on the other side of the screen, wearing that heavy New York jersey and feeling every inning. Do you agree with this cold, calculated strategy from the front office, using the schedule to our advantage? Or do you think sending Luis Gil down even for just 10 days could damage the confidence and mental side of such a young and vital player for our future? That's the real risk. Baseball is 90% mental, and messing with a young player's head during opening day week could come at a cost. What would you do if you were sitting in the general manager's chair today? Drop your opinion in the comments. I want to debate this with you down below. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that red button right now and become part of the biggest Yankees community on YouTube.